All right, guys, welcome to this very windy evening. Hopefully the power doesn't go out while we're doing this call, as that would be a shame. It's the only half hour that we have on Sunday night to do this call, and the power does not need to go out right now. So this one is all about plateaus, and I want to talk about physical plateau as well as mental. I think it's a good time for this call. I've had a lot of people either ask me, what should I do next? I'm having trouble, I'm struggling. I think this is normal. I want to start there. I want to tell you guys that the struggle is completely normal. So if you are, coming to a point where you're thinking, man, nothing's working, nothing's actually changing, my body's not changing, my mind's not changing, I'm not happy, I'm just frustrated, I'm not going to the gym, I'm doing a lot of no's, then I really think this is your wake-up call when that starts happening, to take a look at what you are actually doing with your action steps. I've said this to a few people. Inactivity breeds depression. Now, when I say that to people, I don't mean that you're all of a sudden depressed. I mean that you start talking negatively, or you start doing things that are out of the normal, and you may start questioning why you're doing things. You might question your reason why from the very beginning. And you just go into a place that isn't as bright as it was, right? And it's an easy thing to do. It's easy for all of us to get stuck in inactivity mode, or whatever you want to call it. But I think as easy as it is to get into it, I think it's just as easy to get out of it. It comes down to really starting to track your activity levels, or track your food, or talk to someone that has helped you along the way in the past. I would say what happens a lot is people reach out to anyone and everyone, and then what comes to you are all these opinions. And I'm telling you, when you hear 5, 10, 12 opinions of all the people that are trying to get you to the gym, or trying to get you back on track and all this other stuff, it's not that those opinions are wrong. It's just that you don't know which one to listen to. So it's almost like we've Googled on the internet how to lose weight, and how many million pieces of advice pops up, or search engine results, and then all of a sudden you're just like, well, now I don't know what to click. So what does that do? That restarts the cycle, okay? It restarts the inactivity cycle. Now you're just like, wow, frig, I don't know who to listen to. And then you look, okay, well, Linda told me this, and she's had great results, and my neighbor told me this, and they're doing like the snakeskin oil drinks diet, and that seems to work. And then I got my coach at the gym just saying, hey, you got to show up more and track your food. And then you don't know, right? I would say that this happens probably 95% of the time, right? So yeah, Carrie says it can become overwhelming. Exactly. It's something so simple, and the concept of getting, I think, back on track is just, it looks like a mountain, right? When you start looking at it, it looks like the highest trek that you have to do or you've ever done before. Or if you start seeing that other people are passing you by, so to speak, if that's your perception of things, then it gets really, really hard, and it feels like everything's pushing down on you, and the pressure to perform and the pressure to deliver results. And then you've got, I don't know, there's maybe things happening in your life that are reliant on you being healthy. Maybe your kids move really fast and you can't keep up. There's just so many things that can pressure you so easily. And yes, it becomes very, very, very overwhelming. But I want to reflect back, or go back to what I said right in the beginning of this call. This is a normal thing. I think when people hit this, they are so shocked that it happens. Oh, I lost 5 pounds this week. I lost 2 pounds that week. I'm down 10 inches. One of our members, Jen Moody, 6 weeks, 10 inches. Almost, I think it was almost 10 pounds, I believe, if I heard correctly, or maybe 7 pounds, 10 inches, one or the other. But it came so easily because She's doing 3 boot camps a week, 2 personal training sessions a week, tracking her food better, moving more. She's in that zone. She's in that zone of activity. Guys, and that circle is so large to get into. It's not hard to take a step into activity circle. I want you guys to picture it like that. Okay, right now, I'm not in that circle. Okay, well, let's just take a step to that circle. I took it last week. Okay, and then today, I was looking at my tricep. Not gonna lie, they look bigger. 4 workouts in, better food. You know, I think I've only had candy from a grocery store once this month. And the reason for it was just that simple shift of my brain into activity mode and saying no to the cash register gummy bear or jujubes and stuff like that. Just really trying. I didn't cut out my favorite pizza because I'm okay with that, right? But I did cut out some other things. I've only had maybe 2 iced coffees from Tim Hortons this month. That's huge, right? We're almost, it's February 24th. So making these small changes brings me back into that activity circle, and that activity circle feels really friggin' good. But it takes small changes. All I did was remove 2 things. I said, I'm not going to stop at fast food places unless it's like absolute dire need and I'm stuck and there's nothing else to eat and I don't want anything else that's around me and I can't get to it. And I'm also not going to buy any of that candy. I'm not going to sit on the couch and eating chocolate while watching Netflix and just chilling out doing nothing. I'd rather just chill out and do nothing and not have that food, because now that I've done nothing, I'm not adding extra calories, right? I'm not adding extra fat. I'm not adding that high sugar that pushes me back into inactivity. So these simple switches are carrying me into March, right? I'm going to tell you, it's not that difficult to make these 2 little changes, and now it's going to carry me my momentum. And I've dedicated myself to 5 workouts this week. I ordered some stuff in the mail that came today. I'm really excited. I opened it up in the mailbox, and you guys are going to see that for some of my workouts. It's just cool. It's just a good feeling, because I was on a plateau. I was on a mental plateau. I wasn't on a physical plateau, because if I started working out, I did it 4 days this week and I already see difference. But I was on a mental plateau being like, this isn't fun for me, right? It isn't fun to just go into the gym and try to lift all these weights and do a program that Ryan wrote for me, or, or Allison gave her program details, or Candace is giving me her, like, I have all these things coming at me and I'm just like, not fun, right? My brain is just like, no, I don't care. I don't want to do it, right? I lift weights for a living. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm getting back into that zone where it's not fun for me anymore. And my own workouts felt like a job, because I was like, well, I'm already here. I'm counting the hours. I tell you this is my thought process probably the last 6 months. Is like, okay, I've been here 13 hours at the gym. I got to spend another hour at the gym for myself. That's stupid. I'm away from my family. I got all these pressures. I want to just go home, sit and do nothing, right? Hang out, have the kids climb on me. And even then, I come home and I don't have the energy level that I should, right? I come on this call and I'm super pumped up, because you know what I do prior? At 8 o'clock, I get myself psyched up, because I know you guys want to be here for it, right? I get myself psyched up and energized for you. That's why I keep delivering every single Sunday. I think I've only missed maybe 1 or 2 Sundays since we started, and it's been going for a year straight. I've got to get myself into this mental zone, and it's the zone of activity. I come up on the computer, I open my files that I got ready from before, and I'm like, okay, reread them. I get pumped, I get excited, I drink some water, and we go. That's how I break my mental plateau. I have to take these small moments, go over what's valuable, and then implement it and put it into that circle of activity, right? I heard this, I do this new workout thing once a month. It's an entrepreneur's workout where we get together at the gym. I pound them through a good workout. We chat business, how the real world is, that kind of stuff. And we just overall support each other. And the one thing that was said, and it actually comes from, where did I put that book? Oh yeah, this book that I referenced last week, The Laws of Invaluable Growth, 15. So John C. Maxwell says, I don't know if I said this, probably not. He said, I come home every single day and my dog, Carrie, you can relate to this. Anyone has a dog. My dog is like scratching at the door. When I open that door, this dog comes at me and is so happy to see me. This dog waited all day. I've got Parker in the back. He's sleeping. He usually doesn't come to the door anymore because he likes to sleep. But he's still excited, right? He's still super pumped. How many people have experienced this? You can just nod yes. You've experienced how your dog loves you when you walk in the door. Not so much for cats. They're a little different. But dogs want to be with you. But you walk in that house and you don't give that same love back to that dog every day, do you? You do? Carrie does. That's awesome. It's super great to be conscious of that because it's not always the case. You're not always full of energy when you come home because 9 times out of 10 you're run down. You're worried about what's going on in your life. You're worried about stresses at work. You're worried that you didn't hit the gym today. You didn't hit that alarm this morning and get up and all that kind of stuff. You come home and you have the least amount of energy. But this dog has a new fresh start every single day. They love you so much. They're ready to go. We have to get into these zones where we bring that energy towards the things that we know that are positive in our life. So the advice piece that was given to me was, no matter what you're doing, if there's like something that's going to burn the house down, kind of like one of those things, if you don't do, the fire is going to go up, pull over, park somewhere, pick a spot that's 7 minutes away from your house, do it, get it all done, unplug, and the rest of that drive for those 7 minutes, get yourself psyched up. Get yourself pumped to do whatever you're about to do. And this can apply for whatever you're doing. If you're not happy about going to work in the morning, leave a little bit earlier, get to a spot, reflect, get pumped up about why you do what you do. Right? There's a lot of things about what we do at work that we don't like. There's little things, right? But there's so many larger things, so many greater things that we really want to do, and that's why we stick to our jobs. Get pumped up about that. Your workouts. What do you like so much about coming to the gym? Get pumped up about that, right? Stop looking at it like, oh man, I don't know what we're going to do today. I'm going to look at the board and it's not going to be what I want. Oh, it's going to be shit. It's going to be hard. Oh my goodness. Because that's the day. That's the way it is every time. But get pumped up about why you're doing what you're doing, right? We go back to this book. Start with why. Go back to your why. If your why is not good enough anymore, fix it. Change it, right? Action. Action, action, action is the only way you're going to get yourself out of a mental plateau, a physical plateau, any sort of being stuck. Action is the only way you're really going to fix it. Okay, I'm going to show you this book. Really cool book, Tools of the Titans by Tim Ferriss. All right, tactics, routines, and habits of billionaires, icons, and world-class performers. Guys, this is a book full of what successful people do on a daily basis. If you want to be successful, why not just steal what they do? Find someone who's like an awesome athlete and go do what they do. Now, I don't expect you to end up performing awesome like the athlete or running a marathon or winning an Olympic medal or anything. But if you implement their habits, the tactics, the routines that they do, I promise you, you'll become successful. You will get what you want. You'll get out of that dark space and into a more positive light. Right? I'm going to share the screen right now. And it's the article. I always share an article, so we're going to pull that up. And 14 simple ways to break through a weight loss plateau. Guys, this is more hard evidence. You know, it's evidence-based information. It's written back in 2017, but it doesn't change, okay? It doesn't change. Number 1 is cut back on carbohydrates. Okay. Carbohydrates will get you into a zone that makes you kind of like, meh, you don't feel great. You kind of have an energy spike right away, and then it drops, and then you're sluggish, and then your eyes drop, and your face droops, and nobody wants to be around you, okay? Wrong carbs. There's good carbs, or let's say there's ones that give you more energy, and then there's ones that kind of like just make you sluggish. The fact of the matter is, if you cut back on even the sluggish ones, you're going to feel better. If you cut back on all the other ones, you're going to feel better. You just have to measure where you are overall for what you're eating in your day. If more of your food is carbohydrate, then you're going to be in trouble. Your attitude's going to be different. You're going to be a little bit more apt to just sitting around and doing nothing. So just monitor that, right? Timely input of your carbohydrates, I would have to say, is very, very key around your workouts, around a time where you need to be up, where you need to be elevated. Eating apples is great. That usually gives you a quick boost. But just watch your carbohydrates, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, increase exercise frequency or intensity. Now with my personal training clients, Jennifer, I think I've said this to you this week, I think I even said it, is if we really want to get to that next level, this is a big one, the frequency or intensity, okay? We change the reps. The exercises stay somewhat the same. We can change a few here, change a few there, just in case like it's not feeling good with your body and stuff like that, but we change the frequency and the intensity. So it's either you're gonna have short bursts of rest or you're gonna have higher amount of reps and stuff like that, right? This helps us get off that plateau. What we're trying to do is shock the body system a little bit, like change what's happening so that it's like, oh, I'm ready to go again. Okay, this is cool, I feel good. It gets your body feeling a little bit different than what you were doing maybe the past 6 weeks, and it excites you again, right? Gets you back into it. So that's a good one that we usually do. You've seen it in my boot camp teachings lately. They've been harder, they've been faster, I see all the messages being like, that was death. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's about right. I feel good about that. Guys, if you don't know what you're eating, how the hell are you gonna know if you're gonna lose weight? How the hell I'm just gonna put it out there. If you don't track, you won't know. If you don't know, you can't tell me. And if you can't tell me, then why are you asking for my help? Because I can't come back and be like, well, are you eating that? Are you eating 500 calories more than you did last week? Are you eating 1,000? Like, if you actually are serious about losing weight and you don't track, you will not know. Play the plate game. Buy a plate that's the same size so you know how many calories fit, and don't double stack that shit. You tell me how equal and even that's going to be. Doesn't work. Won't work. Don't skimp out on your protein. People say, I eat all my meals. Okay, that's cool. How many of your meals actually contain protein, right? How many of them contain protein? If they don't, you won't feel full. If you don't feel full, you'll keep eating. And if you don't track, you don't know. Very simple to go over how many calories you actually burn in a day. And please, 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 don't overshoot how many calories you think you are burning based on your activity. If you think you're being lazy, you probably are, okay? If you have to ask, do I need to do more exercise? You probably do, right? And exercise is anything. It doesn't mean lifting weights. It's anything. Just move more. Simply move more. Walk around your house more. Take your dog for an extra walk. Go stand outside and try to stand up against that wind. I guarantee you the wind will move you and you'll burn more calories than sitting inside. Albeit maybe a little dangerous advice, but you get my point. All right, number 5, going on to number 5. Big one, managing stress, guys. I can tell you the simple stress manager right here. Cheers to that. That's a little bit of water. The more water you drink, the better you will feel. Our bodies are made up of a shit ton of water. The percentages are more than 60%. But yet, we don't put anywhere near that much into our body. And then if we combine them with a diuretic and not balance it out, so if we drink too much coffee, tea, energy drinks, all this other crap that's out there, and heaven forbid we're getting into fat burner pills, but I'm telling you, this is the shit right here. I'm gonna highlight this. This right here. I wish I could make it bigger. Wait. Oh shit, I can. Can you see that? Holy. That is a huge one. That is number 1. Bam, bam. Look at this. Cortisol, belly fat. Cortisol, belly fat. If we are stressed, we could be in the best shape of our life, but we could have that pocket that everybody talks about. It's like, man, I just want to get rid of this, Corey. I'm like, well, fuck. How stressed out are you? I'm like, well, I got a high stress job. I don't sleep. I don't talk to anybody. And, well, okay, well, there's a problem. All right. Number 5, big one. Manage that stress, guys. Talk about it. Talk, talk, talk. Whoever. I don't care. Talk to anybody. Lots of people are willing to listen in this group. Okay. It's going to let me scroll down again, right? Oh, we're going to do this way. All right. This is a good one. Try intermittent fasting. And when I mean try, I mean stick to it. Okay. Right here, 3 to 8%. Like, they've got some studies and some statistics in there. I do it. It's a great way to manage it. When I was on my plateau mentally, I intermittent fasted so that I didn't blow up both ways, right? I was managing my diet even though I was eating whatever I wanted to. I was managing my diet within the intermittent fasting. Can't say enough great things about it. This one, high five, I'm on it. I'm avoiding it. I'm actually not even craving it. I've been in bad situations. I've been, in spots in my own mind where I'm just like, man, it'd be nice to just, kind of have a night, go out, party. But I know I'd be set back. I know I'd let myself down. I set a goal. I'm sticking to the goal. And I'm not drinking. I haven't been drunk since, it's almost a year. So there you go. Pretty cool. Avoid alcohol. Eat more fiber. This is a good one. It's very simple to do. Fruits and vegetables. Every single meal. Eat more. Drink water, coffee or tea. Already talked about water managing stress. Coffee and tea helps you out a little bit, depending on the kinds, depending on the amounts. Just remember caffeine, sleep, cortisol, no sleep, higher cortisol, more caffeine, no sleep. See how they all connect? Just be mindful of all that, right? Spread protein intake throughout the day. Guys, this is all about the satiety index, okay? So foods that are higher in the satiety index have more protein in it, okay? So what that's going to do is going to break down and it's going to help you stay fuller for longer. And then you won't really need to keep putting food in. So you want to do that. It's a good idea. Protein at every meal. Make sure it's good protein, stuff that you've prepared yourself, if you have to and it's processed. Try to get the best kind, if there is a kind. Okay. Number 11. Get plenty of sleep. Some people treat sleep as like, I got to get my 8 hours in at a night. If I'm short, will take naps. And they're like 15 minutes. Like, honestly, I've learned to fall asleep and I've trained myself to fall asleep amongst chaos. I lay in the middle of my triplets and I fall asleep. I literally, lights out. Nobody, they can say stuff to me, doesn't matter. I'm 15 minutes and then I'll wake up. Like today it happened. Somebody knocked on the door. It was up like this. I felt great. Totally refreshed. I knew I lost some sleep last night. My wife's been working 5 to 1s. 1 in the morning, she rolls in. A little bit difficult when it's in the middle of your sleep. So I've been a little tired lately, but this definitely helps. So treat your week, like make a weekly goal of like, okay, I need 6 hours a day, 42 hours in the week. How do I get 42 hours of sleep? If you're so stressed out about the alarm clock waking you up in the morning, you're going to get less sleep. Maybe if you think of it more like, okay, I've got my plan set for 42 hours this week. So the hours that you do get are stress-free. Not worrying about that alarm waking you up, right? It's like, oh man, the alarm's going to go off in 4 hours. No, 4 hours. Okay, I got 4 hours today. I've got a nap planned a little bit later. If you come home at 4:30, take a quick nap, hit the gym, but don't sleep longer than 15 to 25 minutes in those naps. And then keep adding those hours up. Really, really good way to get a lot of sleep. Be as active as possible, right? No way you're going to get off your plateau if you're not active. Nope, no way. Started the call like that, inactivity, right? Same thing. I said this before, we'll say it again. Eat vegetables at every single meal. This will help a lot of digestive issues. It'll help a lot of food moving through your system. It'll help a lot of different energy systems. We don't eat enough of this. We eat a lot of the other stuff, takes up our plate that has zero color and tastes really good. Really good. And then here we go. How many people are victim to this? Don't rely on that damn scale. I've told you this. The scale can hold you accountable to making sure that, that things are moving, right? And I want you to say, if you get it on a Monday, so if you wake up tomorrow and you get on the scale tomorrow and you weigh yourself next week and nothing happens, I want that to be a message of, okay, let's go back and look at what happened that week. What did I do? What could I fix? What could I make better? What could I create? What activities can I change? What can I get involved in more? Not like, oh, fuck, the scale didn't move. Okay? If that's your first thought, I don't want it to be your first thought. And I know it's difficult, but I don't want it to be, because that causes stress, that causes less sleep, that causes inactivity. Right? Reflect on what you did, apply the next week, and hit it again. That's the only thing the scale is good for, is that moment in time that you can go. All right. Weight loss plateaus can be frustrating and demoralizing. Let's all admit that to ourselves. It sucks. It's brutal, but it is normal. We are going to stay with free. Dun, dun, dun. All right, guys, it is normal, but it's not the end of the world. Someone's already been through it. There's lots of people to ask, hey, what did you do when you were on your plateau? Hey, did you ever have trouble? There's a few people that are like 100 pounds down. Did you ever have trouble through that journey? You goddamn right they did. And they're still going. Okay, reach out to those people. Promise you, you'll get some knowledge. So let's stop sharing. I'm going to open this chat up. Yes, tracking is key, Jennifer. You know this. It is the #1 thing. I want to help you guys. If you don't track, I can only take guesses. All right, so let's go here. Hey, Sam. I've unmuted you. Hi. Did that hit home? I know you came in late, but does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Guys, I'm going to just give a little thing here. So Sam reached out to me and she is in that mode. She's on that plateau. She's sitting there right now. So I want this to be not necessarily like, hey, let's all reach out and help Sam, but just be like, Sam, I want you to know we're all here for you. Because when we reach out and help you and try to give you our opinions, it just goes back to what I said. There's so many things in the air. I really want you to kind of weed your way through things and find what you really want to do. Find what triggers your happiness again in the gym, triggers your happiness in weight loss or on your journey. I want you to find that one thing, and I don't want you to find the whole thing. I just want you to find the first thing. Okay? Take that first step, and then the rest kind of starts rolling with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And just know that every single person in this room and every single person in the group and at the gym, we're here for you. And you're going to hear a lot of support. You're going to get heckled by a lot of people. All that stuff is normal because they all care about you and they want you there. So I'm sure people are messaging you like, hey, because I always get asked, hey, is Sam sign up? Your crew's out there. Your army is out there asking. So know that that's there. It all is good. But I want you truly for yourself to figure out that one single thing that starts you one foot in front of the other. Okay, don't think about the end and the finish line, right? Don't think about all the steps you have to take to get there. Just think about the first step.
Okay.
And if you can do that, you have your options in front of you, right? You know what could work and what maybe doesn't for what you've experienced already. But that's where you want to go with this, okay?
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions before we say goodnight and off into the wonderful wind? Is anybody going out in that wind?
Nope.
Okay, fine. I'm worried about my 100-foot tree in my backyard. That's what I'm worried about. It's like an old one. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you for jumping on the call. And remember, try to be as happy and as excited as your dog when they open the door. Okay? That's pretty cool. The dog is so fucking excited. Okay, have a good night.
See ya.